What's going on, Pixel Hackers? Christian Lovrecich from PixlFeed here. In this video, we're going to talk about what's working with Facebook ads summer 2021 or third quarter. But before we get started, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive right in. All right, so if you're watching this video, that means you made it through second quarter. You have survived the apocalypse that it is for iOS 14.5 from Apple. And I have good news for you. As of today, it's been announced that over 70% of people are already on 14.5 and 14.6, meaning that we already went through the worst of it. This is what happened the past 3 weeks, and this is what the ads were so bad. You weren't the only one, all right? What happened was Apple forced everybody to get into 14.6, and that's what the algorithm took a big hit, and it kind of like made Facebook, algorithm out of whack, to put it in simple terms, and it was all over the place, and you know what it was looking for. To top it all off, Facebook was getting ready to deal with the changes that were coming ahead. They just didn't expect it to happen all at once because Apple keeps everything very private and very secretive, so they didn't see that coming. Good news is that now server-side API is available. So I'm going to make a video for you guys in the future of how to set up server-side API so you can get more data and get better ads. So let's get into what's working right now and how you should shift your campaigns for this summer, because let's face it, customer behavior is changing, all right? Your numbers are not going to be as good as 2020. We were in the middle of a pandemic. Everybody was stuck inside, meaning there weren't people going out on vacations. They weren't going out all the time, spending their money on all kinds of things. So what were they doing? They were sitting around their phones buying a bunch of stuff from drop shippers like you or real brands like you. So as summers for e-com, at least, they're not, sales always go down a little bit because people are going outside, especially if they live in a warm climate, all right? So we got to change our strategy, and we got to change our ads to speak to what's going on right now in order to make a connection with our audience, right? And in order to do that, we got to work on our creatives for the summer. Your creatives is what's going to make you or break you during the summer, so you can make it to fourth quarter and take it to the next level when it comes to Christmas, Black Friday and all that good stuff. First, you got to make it through the summer. So when it comes to creators, what you want to do is you want to speak to your audience directly, talking about going outside and doing things outside, right? So if you're selling, let's say, fashion apparel, right? Talk about how good they're going to look going out on their next date, or going out to their next party, or going out to their next event, their next concert, right? You want to make that emotional connection. It's like, hey, wear our stuff and you're going to feel great and look great while you go out and have fun with your friends, okay? So this is how you got to direct your creative, right? If you're selling cosmetics or beauty products, hey, use our cosmetics so you look fantastic and feel great and look great for your date this Saturday night if you're targeting, singles that are going out on dates and stuff like that. So that's going to be your number one thing you got to concentrate on. Your copy and your creative, speaking directly to people about going out to events and having fun in the outdoors. All right, that's what's going to set you apart from all the competitors that are a bunch of noobs and don't know what they're doing. So that's going to give you an advantage. So that's number one. So now let's get into what's working as far as like the actual technical side of things of actual Facebook ads. What's working right now? So the number one thing that I see working and that you're gonna have to do, because our audiences are a lot smaller now. You gotta remember, people are opting out of tracking. So that means all of our audiences are much, much smaller. When you log into Ads Manager, it gives you that little yellow box, right? That says, hey, your audiences are much smaller, try to make them bigger. So how do we do that? You have to, number one, simplify accounts, okay? Depending on your budget, you want to keep everything as simple as possible. So here's my structure, right? So I have my prospecting campaign, which is an ABO, ad set budget optimization, and inside of it, I have my ad sets, right, with my targeting inside of them. Number one, keep expansion off. Detailed targeting expansion, make sure that's off. What I see that's happening right now is that if you keep detail expansion on, is actually retargeting people for some reason. So turn it off. Make sure you tell Facebook exactly what to do. This is what I call, I was talking to a bunch of colleagues. We're going to the old school method of telling Facebook what to do, not relying so heavily on the algorithm. You're telling it what to do. Okay? So you're gonna have your prospecting ABO. And what you're going to have inside those prospecting ABOs, it's going to be super stacks, what I call super stacks, right? You guys have heard me talk about stacks before. If you remember, like 2020, what was hot and what was working, I used to sit there and be like single broad interest and pick the ones that were winners, and then I will stack them up. No more. If my audience is dogs, guess what? I'm going to stack over 100 interests related to dogs inside one single ad set, and I'm going to make that audience and as big as I can, in the millions. Because for some reason, since our audiences have been cut and they're half the size or a quarter of the size now, if you try to run an ad to a smaller audience, Facebook is not going to optimize due to the delays that they're receiving on the data that we're getting back from the people that opted out. So the bigger the audience, the better it's performing right now. So make sure to do your super stacks with your interests, right? Remember, super stacks with interest, expansion off. Another thing that I see that's not working right now, but you want to test this in and out, at least, every once in a while is audience network. Audience network it's horrible. It's really bad. So select manual placement and get rid of the audience network. The other thing, when it comes to your lookalikes, right? You want to create, you create your custom audience based on, let's say, purchasing, right? So purchase, right? Well, you're gonna create them like this. You're gonna do 0 to 1%, right? 1% to 2%. 0 to 2%, right? 0 to 3%. And I know what you're thinking right now, oh, aren't they gonna overlap? Don't worry about the overlapping. I'm telling you, don't worry about the overlapping. So what you do is, you're gonna create a super stack of 0 to 10. So 0 to 1, 0 to 2, 0 to 3, and you're gonna stack them all together inside your single ad set. And remember, expansion off and audience network off. And that is working really, really well on lowest cost, okay? So this is how you're gonna find your winning ad sets, okay? Most of you are gonna use lowest cost, so make sure you keep your lowest cost, right? If you're going to use cost caps or bid caps, make sure you start your bids at literally 5x. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. 5x of whatever your CPA is, which means, your cost per acquisition, right? If it starts spending money way too fast, then you dial it back by $5, right? And give it about 3 to 4 hours. And if it's spending too fast, then dial it back by $5. Essentially, I'd rather do it every 24 hours, but I understand some people have smaller budgets, then bring it back with by $5. The budget that I like to use when I'm using manual is a minimum of 500 or 1,000, right? And I know it sounds like a lot, but if your bid is low enough, it's not going to spend the 1,000. It's not going to, unless you put a crazy bid of 20x or something like that. But you want to test with that. So start with 5x, and then if it's moving too fast, if it's pacing too fast, then dial it back a little bit by bringing the bid back by a few bucks. Most of you are noobs, so keep it at lowest cost. Okay, so you have your ABOs, and they're working. Now, this is the thing that you have to get used to it, because it was so hard for me to get used to it at first. There are massive data delays. So you cannot start making decisions on ad sets and campaigns in real time like we used to. That's over for right now. And I think it's going to be over for a while. So you have to give your campaigns days to optimize, right? Unless it's it hits it out of the park right away. This is why you got to know your numbers inside out. But I'm not making decisions on campaigns for at least 4 to 5 days, right? And not only are we having data delays, but if you go to your events dashboard, right? If you go to your events dashboard and you choose last 7 days for the view of the pixel of the purchase event or the lead event, you want to see how many were tracked by the pixel, it's going to give you a number. And I bet you if you go back to your Shopify store or your funnel or whatever, and you set the amount of leads or sales to the last 7 days, it's going to be off by about 40% off. So it's not, all the data is not there. So do not make decisions on the spot daily. You got to give it days in order to optimize. I'm making decisions every 7 days, but I'm keeping a close eye on my store, right? Like for example, one of my accounts, it's telling me in the Facebook dashboard that ROAS is 1.7 or something like that. And then when I look at everything with the store and do all the numbers, we're at 2.5, 2.6 ROAS right up front. So that's what you want to do. As far as creatives go, I like to use 2 or 3 creatives, right? 2 or 3 creatives. Images are working better than video right now, but if you use video, you can create audiences out of it, and that seems to be working okay. So I do a mix of both. I do like 2 images and 1 video, and then pick the winner from there, right? So once I figure out, right, what my winners are here on the ABO side of things, I have noticed that it's a lot easier to scale, grabbing the winners from your ad sets here and throwing all of them into their own prospecting CBO with a high budget. And that's how I'm scaling, okay? Minimum 1,000, all right? So that's the top of the funnel. That's what's working on the top of the funnel, right? Now, I'm not using rules or any of that stuff because the rules are like, with the delays, they're not working really well. So I'm not using rules. I'm just keeping an eye on things by looking at the store, looking at my dashboards, looking at everything. And I'm using software to keep track of everything. I have a really good one that I'm going to tell you guys about. I mean, it's in beta right now, but when it comes out, I'm going to let you guys know about it. So that's my prospecting top of the funnel. Middle of the funnel and bottom of the funnel, I'm doing the same thing, stacking everything together. So I will do, page views, website visitors, Facebook engagers, Instagram engagers, and just throw them all in one big ad set starting at 30 days. And that's my middle of the funnel, right? Bottom of the funnel, I'm still doing DPA, but it's not working as well. So it really comes down to how much traffic you're getting to your store. If you're having tons of traffic coming to your store, then when I do this, I do have a DPA no matter what, and they seem to do okay, but they're working better with actual bid caps, believe it or not. So figure out what your bid is and set your DPA with big bid caps to try to get the most sales, right? But DPAs are going to work best if you have huge audiences. If you're getting thousands and thousands of visitors a day, which makes sense for your audience to be big enough for DPA to actually be served out to those clients, right? If your traffic is not big enough, then what I like to do is I like to niche down based on my products or collection instead of a single product. And then I send them back to that collection because that means bigger audiences and it's easier for Facebook to optimize for it. The other thing that's working really well, I mean, you guys probably already know about this by now, but is first-party data. If you're using Klaviyo, you guys know that Klaviyo is one of my favorite email software for Shopify and e-com. Syncing your audiences from Klaviyo with Facebook. You know how you do it from the dashboard integration? I like to sync anybody who has purchased at least once from a store, twice from the store, 3 times, break it down by VIPs and all that good stuff, and create lookalikes out of all those and stack them just like I told you, 0 to 1, 0 to 2, 0 to 3, and just stack them all together into one super ad set. And that's working really well. So keep in mind that first party data is working really well. Also, anything that's on the platform, I almost forgot. Any audience that is based on the platform itself, it's working really, really well for cold traffic. So if you can make an audience of people who have engaged for your Facebook page in the past 365 days and create all these lookalikes, stack them together, create an ad set. Same with Instagram. Create your lookalikes, stack them together, and play with the days and all that stuff. So anything, when you go into custom audiences and you go under the list and you have all those options, obviously choose the one that includes all of them, but break them down if you have enough budget for single behavior and create all those lookalikes and release those ad sets, because any behavior inside Facebook itself, it's really, really good data because Facebook is tracking all of it. So that is what's working for me right now. That is what's working for a lot of people out there that I know. So I hope this video helps you, and I wish you nothing but the best for third quarter. And don't worry guys, I'm gonna keep you updated. And on top of it, if you guys want to keep learning about Facebook ads and digital marketing in general, check out one of the videos right above me, and I will see you guys in the next video.